Hi, this is Vince Matigo, and this is me commenting on how the movie Moneyball used analytics. Hey, I'll break this video into three parts. First is a brief summary of what the movie is all about. Second part is what my thoughts and comments on how analytics was used in the movie. Then, last part would be how well it can relate to being used in the modern world. The movie Moneyball is starred by Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill. Brad Pitt being the general manager, Billy Bean, and Jonah Hill being the player analyst, Peter Brand. Apparently, this is a true story based on the non-fiction book written by Michael Lewis titled The Art of Winning an Unfair Game. Basically, the story is about a general manager trying to recreate the structure of football with only 37 to 38 million dollar budget and analytics on his side. He built a championship worthy team when it took other teams a budget of $120 million or more to build theirs. And that's the plot. After watching the movie Moneyball, I have two comments on how they used analytics in the movie. My first comment about the analytics in the movie is that they used it in a really genius and smart manner, then presented it in a simple yet interesting way that it got a guy like me, who might I add, is not good at listening or might even fall asleep to scenes where statistics or numbers is being discussed. I got hooked to what they were trying to accomplish. Now, why did I say that it was quote unquote genius? Or why did I say that it was smart? Well, they did use descriptive, predictive, and even prescriptive analytics, scene after scene. Now, that one scene in which I thought was one genius way of using analytics was when Billy Bean is discussing of finding new players to Peter Brand, his analysis, then Peter walked him through his program that evaluates players' stats so that they would see the values of the players that nobody but them would see. And with them applying this descriptive like analytics model, they were able to determine that out of the 20,000 players, there are 25 players they can hire or afford. Not accurate, but good enough to help with their decision making. My second comment is that data doesn't lie. There was a scene in the beginning of the movie, I think it's the first important event, wherein they are trying to replace Giambi, who I think back then is considered one of the top-notch players that belong to the Oakland Athletics. I could see myself in one of the gents suggesting new players to the general manager. Because like them, I would only look at the player's physique, his average swing power, or the player with the more ball hits. But when it comes to winning, your personality or your attitude, it doesn't matter. What matters most is the historical or past data. In the movie Billy Bean, the manager doesn't care if the player went to 3 or even 5 strip clubs. What he cares about is the OBS or the on base percentage. If you're not a baseball fan, it is basically a measurement on how frequently a batter reaches a base. So technically speaking, a guy who goes on strip clubs but apparently has more times of reaching a base in a baseball field is much better than a good-looking guy with a batting power of, let's say, 200 that never reaches a field in a baseball field. Well, I guess that's analytics for you. I can relate the analytics used here in this movie to small businesses or siguro even to those in the sales department. Why small businesses? Recall ko lang, the Oakland Athletics, they didn't have much. They had a really small budget, a small team, and they also lost some of their good players. But with analytics, they were able to analyze and see patterns which helped them get back into the game. Now, this part is pwedeng ma-relate sa sales department as they would also use analytics to figure out customer buying patterns or which employees are performing better than others or how many customer calls are dropped or even canceled. And that's it for my inputs on the movie Moneyball. I hope you liked it and you watched until the end.